asking, do you sometimes pee sitting down? Yes. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing something pretty cool. Today we're going to be celebrating my 1-year anniversary for being full-time of doing the YouTube Twitch thing as a job. And 1 year ago today, I walked out of my regular well-paying job to pursue being a entertainer and a content creator and an influencer. So I'm going to be doing an Ask Me Anything, and I'm going to be including the Twitch chats. As you can see, they're here with me today. They're going to be asking a bunch of questions. I also have asked Twitter, and I've asked you guys to also add some questions. I'll be taking some questions from primarily Twitch chat, but if there is any other questions from Twitter or from YouTube, I'll be taking those questions as well. Either way, I hope this can be a little bit of an insight as to like who I am and get to know me a little bit better, I guess. Any sort of questions are allowed, but only the interesting ones make it into the video. And if you want to see all the questions, which I probably won't do all the questions, I'll be posting it on the VOD channel as always. So if you guys want to, go on over to the VOD channel and you can see all the questions there. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy it. And as always, subscribe to the channel, like the video. All right. Ask me anything. The first question from Saturi. From the top of your head, what are your top 5 anime right now / all time? Oh, okay.
That's hard.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I've seen a lot of anime. I've been watching anime for a long time. I don't particularly watch great anime, only when I really have to or I want to, when there's something that interests me. But I think top 5 anime of all time, not of all, I won't say that because that's way like too broad. I'm gonna say the ones that I can always go back to, or the ones that I can think of at the top of my head. Currently right now, because it's fresh on my mind, is Demon Slayer. I love Demon Slayer. I think it's really cool and it's really easy to watch. I can always go back to Lucky Star. Love Lucky Star, super funny and adorable. I have a soft spot for Nisekoi because I love the characters in Nisekoi so much. I love them so much that I actually finished the manga. It actually made me read, which is a miracle. Let's see. 2 other ones that I'll probably say. One Punch Man. I think season 1 of One Punch Man is like near perfect. Season 2 was meh, but season 1 is great. And then finally, like I said, it's really hard because there's so many of them. But I'm going to go ahead and go on a limb and say...
Did you say One Piece already?
Ah! One Piece. Thank you. I love One Piece. So we got Beanbon saying pineapple on pizza or pizza on pineapple. Neither. Trangul asking, how did your family react to your decision to quit your old job and go full-time? Did they question your decision? And if so, did their opinion on it change over the last year?
That's a good question.
That's a great question, actually. I will say that my family reacted very positively. I was working and I had a pretty decent job and a really good job to climb up in, so I had a really good future in. So they were worried at first, but primarily the thing I was worried about, I got taken care of right away, which was insurance. Insurance was a huge part of me moving from the job to full-time, but because I got that straightened out, I got that all figured out, I was able to make that leap. So that's primarily the biggest worry that my family had, was the insurance portion, because my job had a really good insurance plan. And of course, any job that has an insurance plan is a great job, especially in this day and age. Other than that, they were extremely supportive. As soon as I got that figured out, they were incredibly like, yeah, awesome, great. And I think they were pretty happy about it because doing this and having the amount of generosity come in through the stream has been really overwhelming and really nice, and allows me to do things that I wasn't able to do. Like, for example, I've been able to switch jobs, or I've been able to help my family and financially if I have to. I have more time on my hands now, so if they ever need my help for moving things or for fixing things or for selling things, for whatever they need me, then I have the time to do so. So that's primarily, yeah, that's what kind of has happened over time. And so they definitely like me doing this over the previous thing that I did. Relasu, what made you start streaming? What made me start streaming was Maximilian. Maximilian, dude, I remember when he was a YouTube guy and then he made the switch over to Twitch and he found great success in it. And I'm like, you know what? That sounds like a pretty fun idea and a pretty great idea to be able to just be able to interact with your audience. So I went ahead, influenced by Maximilian, dude. I went over to Twitch and I started playing a whole bunch of games. It took a while to grow an audience, but here we are today with a lot of supporters and a bigger audience, and it's that's what essentially made me start streaming.
Because you started streaming back in 2016?
Yeah, no,
Or was it earlier?
No, it was earlier. I think it was 2015, 14.
Okay.
But I was a partner in 2017, I want to say. That's when I became partner, I think. I can't remember though. I might have to fix up my timeline, but yeah. I was streaming for a long time, but 2016. Oh, I think 2016, 2017. I started doing it seriously. I started to take it serious. That's what it was. Yeah. You're right. Teronius asks, is there anything from this last year of streaming you find super memorable or something you would change if you could? This last year. Okay. Good question, actually. Something I find super memorable. Yes. I thought the collabs I did last year with Nags and the one I did with Iron Mouse, and the collabs that I'm doing currently right now. I find those incredibly memorable, and they're really, really fun. If there's something else besides the collabs that I find memorable, it's probably going to be one of my playthroughs of the bucket list, which was Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I think that was one of my most memorable playthroughs. One of the most funnest playthroughs I've done in this channel. It was really fun. Same thing with God of War, but I think Metal Gear Rising takes the cake. Also, if I would change something, I would definitely change the bucket list. I feel like the more and more I think about the bucket list, the more I'm like, well, it was fun in concept, and it was fun being able to finish it and look back and be like, yep, I finished 21, 22, 23 games, whatever, for the bucket list. I wish I would have done it differently. I wish I would have done it a little bit later on instead of like just all of last year. I wish I would have done just like basically like 5 games, maybe 10 games. I would have 100% changed that because I feel like that has influenced and changed a lot of things that I used to do, but I didn't do last year. Like I realized this, but I didn't do a best of 2021 video. I realized like I completely forgot about that. And because I was so focused on the bucket list, things like that just slipped through the cracks. So that's what I would do. Would it smile? Asks, if you could meet your favorite VTubers IRL, would you do it or would you keep the illusion? Ooh, that's a good question, actually. I'm gonna be honest here, and I'm gonna say I would probably keep the illusion, because here's the thing. While I look up to a lot of content creators and VTubers and stuff, I gotta realize that even though I look up to them and I respect them, the connection, here's my philosophy. Friends should be friends. Creators and entertainers should be entertainers. And if they happen to be both, then that's just a coincidence. I don't want to build parasocial relationships. That's one thing that I told myself I wasn't gonna do. And I would definitely meet them to like thank them for everything they've done. But I gotta realize that these content creators or these people that I've never met aren't my friends. They are people that I look up to and I admire. I would like to keep the illusion because I feel like once I break the illusion and I meet them IRL, it's definitely very different. If I had like the opportunity, it's like, hey, you have the opportunity to meet, I don't know, your favorite VTuber IRL. I'm not gonna say no, but if I can help it, I would probably try to avoid it as much as I can. Next question is Ace Shock. What's your favorite Kingdom Hearts boss fight in the series? And congrats on the 1 year. Thank you. And good question, actually. I wasn't expecting a Kingdom Hearts question. I'm gonna go ahead and say my favorite Kingdom Hearts boss, either the Kingdom Hearts 2 Xemnas boss fight, the final one, Final Xemnas. And I vividly remember doing the mashing on triangle and X so you can reflect all the lasers. I'll never forget that. That one is tied with the guard armor fight in Traverse Town in Kingdom Hearts 1, because that's an iconic fight where you meet up with Donald and Goofy for the first time. I just remember seeing the commercial for Kingdom Hearts. That fight was always there on the back of the box. I always remember as a kid. It's nostalgic. It's amazing. It's a 3-way tie between those two and the Roxas and Axel fight. I've never experienced a hype boner before that moment. I was enthralled and just hype when he took out both Keyblades And I was like, oh, it was crazy. Next question. Any plans for collab with Hololive? Oh man, I wish, but no, I got nothing in mind. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you guys. Creamy Unagi asked, what do you think about having overseas fans? Overseas fans are awesome. I think it's really cool to have overseas fans. It's cool to have fans in general. And the fact that people are watching me from outside of the US borders, which is where I'm from, is pretty awesome. The thing I like about people is that they have different perspectives on certain things. So you can think about one thing one way, and then another person can think of it a completely different way. Now, in this day and age, a lot of people see that as a bad thing. I think that's a freaking really awesome thing. Because I'm like, oh, I never thought about it that way. You know, like just like with every coin or every quarter or whatever, there's always two sides. And sometimes there's even more than that. 4 or 5 different sides with different perspectives. And I think that's really cool. Jimmy the Fox asked, if you had a VTuber as a fighting game character, who would it be and why? It would be a close tie between Coco and Callie. Callie because she's a scythe user. I think her moveset would be pretty dope. And Coco because I think it'd be really cool for her to use her Kiryukai as like special moves, and she would have, you know, like that Yakuza flair that I really like. So if anything, the closest resemblance I can make is that one character from the guy with the blonde hair and the glasses, Shizuo, I think his name is. That's what I think Coco would be like. And then we got Fafa Arc asking, do you sometimes pee sitting down? Yes, sometimes I do. Because sometimes if I'm staying over at somebody's house and I get up in the middle of the night, and let me tell you, sometimes, to quote a great VTuber, sometimes I piss like a charge rifle, and it gets pretty noisy. And because of that, I just sit down and it's a little quiet. It's like adding a silencer.
I'm learning so much about you today.
Really?
I didn't know you peed sitting down at my house.
Only sometimes. Not you. Not here.
I thought you said when you go to like someone else's house, you pee sitting down.
Yeah, not here.
Oh.
Anyways, thank you for that question. Okay, next is Bio. He asks, if you could ban one card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, what would it be? Eldritch. Eldritch, between 3 of them. King of all calamities, Eldritch, or Herald. BOH, Bo? Have you ever been interested in learning other languages? If yes, what language? I've always wanted to learn either Japanese, for obvious reasons, or Italian. Italian, I think, is cool. And I think it'd be pretty easy for me because I know Spanish. I'm fluent in Spanish. And I think Italian would be a pretty easy pickup. Arain. Shake my head, or SMH. Best type of ramen. I like shoyu ramen, but I think the classic tonkotsu ramen is just unbeatable. I also really like yuzu ramen. The really light and flavorful broth is like some of my favorite things ever. While I love like the heavy, like porky broth that tonkotsu has, the yuzu broth is just so light and flavorful and so citrusy and nice and refreshing. And if the noodles are perfect, oh my god, dude, it makes my mouth water just thinking about it. So yeah, yuzu ramen or tonkotsu ramen. Normace, if you could tell your past self anything, what would it be? Invest in Bitcoin. That's what I would say. Tell him. We got Gleamon. Congrats on your 1 year, man. Why don't you play Subnautica? Because I have a crazy fear of being underwater. Crazy phobia of being underwater. I can be underwater, like in general. I can go to a pool, right? I can go to a pool, a jacuzzi maybe. But like the ocean and the deep sea, no. Says the man from a huge island. I know. That's what people tell me. I never liked the beach, even though I've gone to the beach before, of course, but like I've never, yeah. Rainbows says, what's your favorite fast food place? It's a tie between Taco Bell and Wendy's. One of those. Shut up.
Wait.
No, stop.
Oh, these nuts.
Anyways, yeah, it's a tie between Taco Bell and Wendy's. Oh man, that was a lot of questions, but I appreciate you all asking them either way. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it. I appreciate you all clicking on the video. Like and subscribe as always. It'll support the channel. I want to thank the Twitch chat for being here and having a good time here and being cool and asking all these questions. There were some really good ones, actually. Some really good questions. The next AMA I will do will probably be sometime in the very, very future. So for those of you who missed it, sorry. You can always come to Twitch and just ask me that question, but it'll be in a setting where I'll be probably watching a video or I will be playing a game. So you probably won't get the full details or the full thing out of the question. Like and subscribe.